Mm.
You good, bro?
It went up my nose, down my nose, up my nose.
Ew. We can get re-energized.
That was a roller coaster. Yeah.
Alright, so this week...
That was a bad intro.
So this week on Stocks and Sports, we're going to talk about Digital Turbine and reiterate what we, what I had said. If you sold the stock when it dropped,
Which I did. Sold all my shares. You're welcome.
from 42 to 33, if you made profit, then great. That's, profit's a profit. But if you went ahead and held on, there has been a very rocky but steady increase. And of course that sounds contradictory, but it's just been up and down, but it's been going up. So now that the election is nearly over, there's more stability in the market. And I say that as it's rickety, but it's going up. So if you decide to sell at any point soon, if you're making a profit, then by all means go for it. I think
the stock probably has reached its peak.
Maybe. I still think it has a little bit of fuel left to keep going. Maybe go back up into that 40 mark. Unfortunately, due to the market going down when their earnings came out, unfortunately,
Gotcha. Nothing in it.
Unfortunately, the increase was not as great as we had anticipated and as it could have been. So, unfortunately, it's looking like 40 is where it's going to peak out right now. Hopefully, it continues trending its way up into the $50 mark. But until that happens, there's no way of telling, especially with as volatile as the market is about to be. That's really all for Digital Turbine. It stands at 37.27, which in the last 3 months has increased by 52%, which is a good number.
If you're looking to buy stock, I would consider this one, just because it's already reached its peak twice. Its highest peak twice it's ever been this year, within the last couple months.
I agree. Definitely, I wouldn't be buying it. Of course. Watch as we say that it jumps up to 50. But
it's gonna need something big to go to 50.
It's really gonna need something big, like maybe even next quarter earnings, perhaps, if their earnings are good.
The reason it went up to 50 or to 43 was because their EPS was higher than projected. But all their earnings or all the stock price just depends on the EPS.
Yeah, so a lot of the reaction to Digital Turbine, it wasn't as great as we thought because of just that downturn. Investors weren't as confident in the market, and
it did make a big jump in like a week.
It did make a big jump, but not as big as it could have been, just because investors were not confident. Now, I say this, however, on October 14th, it had an increase, and it was mid-October it was stabilizing at about $41, but that's when that downturn started. So even if it had gone down to like $38 but remained stable and had not dropped to 26 or 26, when the election came around on the 4th, which was at $35, it jumped from $35 to $42, which is an increase of $7 or $8 in 2 days. Now,
which is a lot.
Had that increase happened at $39, then we would be looking at a near $50 mark, which is where we had predicted 50 to 60, but it would have been closer. It just
depends on how high the EPS would have been. It was a little lower than what we were looking at.
Well, and it was lower, yes. Yeah, because it wasn't near the 20 cent profit mark like we thought.
It was higher than what the experts were projecting, though.
It was. It did beat expectations, not quite as much as we wanted, and plus the economic downturn it didn't manifest into anything big like we had hoped. But that's nor here nor there.
But this is more of a long-term stock than buy now, because the long-term projection, mostly everyone says over 50 or 55. If you want to buy a stock now, you can. This one you can. But don't plan on selling it here in a few months. I'd wait 2 or 3 years, maybe longer, just to see what it does, because it's more of a long-term investment than a short-term investment.
Without a doubt, yeah. Just the short-term volatility is going to be wacky. The second stock, which we had learned
from my dad, actually,
through his dad, is called CASSAVA Sciences. Now, at the time we learned of this stock, it was actually trading, what was it,
10.9, like 1080 or 1090-ish?
1080-ish. If you look at the stock now, you're going to think, what are we talking about?
Don't.
Because
I was worried too until my dad explained it to me.
Yeah, so. It dropped from $11.23, which was an increase of 4% on the week.
Which is pretty good.
All the way down to $8.22. Now, normally...
Since then, it did go back up a little bit, 12 cents.
Yeah, but normally this is terrifying. However, there's a reason. CASSAVA, like he said, is developing an Alzheimer's drug. They've gone through phase 1, and they just wrapped up phase 2.
They both went really well.
Both are very promising. Now, in order to generate revenue, in order to fund phase 3, the human trials, which are, the outlook so far is hopeful, they are having to sell $75 million share offerings at $8 a share. They're hoping, if I remember correctly, to generate about $93 million in revenue from selling these shares, which, the difference there would be about 12 million-ish, I think, 15 million, no, 17 million, be 17 million.
18.
Would it be 18?
17, 75 to 93.
Yeah.
18 million.
Yeah, so they're hoping to generate $18 million in order to go into phase 3. Now, this $8 offering is the reason for the drop, and it ends on what, the 17th?
It ends on or around Tuesday. This coming Tuesday. So it might not be Tuesday, it might be Monday. It might take the whole week. It's going to end here next week or so.
Yeah, so that's the prediction, which is good. That means this is a time to buy, since
this is the lowest point it's been in a while.
It's the lowest point it's been in a while. As a matter of fact, I'll try to find out how long it's been. But not only that, it's not going to shoot back up, because I asked about this, but it will go back up to that mark, which, from $8.30 to $11, that's pretty good.
Now I will mention my dad, because he has a lot of faith in this. I'm not going to say how much he's invested, that's kind of a personal thing.
Yeah.
But he did invest quite a bit into this, and he did say that this stock is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company
if they're successful.
And there is a stock that's higher than them, but their clinical trials aren't going well, and they're just not going to get approved by the FDA. And so all that money from this stock is going to be transferred into this stock.
Yes.
And this stock is actually have a better drug than the other stock.
Yeah. So basically, their competitor is on shaky ground.
It's like Biogen or something.
Yeah, something like that. One of the bigger names we're hearing so far, but it doesn't look like the FDA does not have as much confidence in them as he implied.
And yes, their phase 2 did get approved, but it's not the information you want to be hearing. Yes.
I think, what was it? The results from phase 2 just weren't as promising as the results from phase 2 of this company. If I remember right, that was why.
Yeah, and my dad said even if the other stock, even if it does pass phase 3, it's not going to really matter, because this stock actually has a better drug than the other stock anyway. So this stock's still going to go up anyway, either way. But if the other one doesn't get approved, like I said, all that money from that stock is going to be transferred to this stock and just make this stock that much better.
All those investors are going to shift, because this is the next in line. This is the next company in line, which is pretty great, and Alzheimer's is a wicked thing. If they can find a cure for it, man, and maybe even not a cure, maybe just a treatment that's 90% effective, let's say, that would just be incredible. But yeah, so this stock's trading at $8.36. It's been kind of up and down, but it's been stable from $8.24, $8.36, all the way up to $8.41. Either way, 20 cents is really not enough to justify not buying the stock. It has dropped 25%, and so
yeah, Thursday when the market closed, it was like $11.17.
Mm-hmm.
And then that day they made an announcement, which dropped to after hours to like $8.60. And then on Friday they made another announcement, which dropped it again, another 20% to where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But
and so
that's right.
So it would be, yeah, okay, yeah.
He's more math guy than me.
I was thinking about that. I was like, wait, maybe I'm wrong.
No, he's right.
But that's true. But $11, if it does jump, I would not sell it, because if successful,
it's going to go
this company
well past 15. Well past $20 easily.
Wasn't it the lowest projection you found was like 15? One? Yeah, wasn't it like 15? I think it was. I think it was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Because the consensus estimate is between $17 and $21, which has a median of $19, which is more than double. And of course, that's a year out, so that's going to be, and that would be great. So anything you've invested, as long as they're successful, it's a great thing for Alzheimer's. It's a great thing for you, because that means you've more than doubled, probably like 120% what you invested. And not only that, the research for Alzheimer's is, there's a huge leap there. So it would be incredible.
There's different forecasts for this stock.
Tell them which one you're looking at.
Well, I'm going to see if they kind of say the same thing.
Okay.
So so one is CNN. I don't know what website you guys use. One CNN, which for most of the time is pretty good when it comes to projection stuff.
Mm-hmm. Except for Pixon.
It has a high estimate of $24 and a low of 14, and a medium of 20. From what it is right now, that's a 140% increase.
140%. So,
and that's just if you had one share, you made $16. But if you have like 150 shares or 200 shares, you made over $1,000 just off this one stock. But if you look at Wall Investor, again, it's another thing. But this might be a long-term stock as well, because their 1 year projection is $14, but their 5 year projection is almost $36.
Which would be,
so.
that would be like, this is just offhand, so this probably isn't even accurate, but like, if I had to just guess, 300%.
Their forecast trend line is just
it's basically just like this. It's crazy. Of course, I think it might be like this with the video, but
no, it is going to go up. I don't know. We don't know how much, but it is going to go.
Now, I personally have invested in this stock. I also believe that his father has a lot of credibility in this.
Pharmaceutical company offered him a job, but he turned it
down. He's been in
pharmaceuticals for 20 years.
And also analyzing the stock. It's not, this isn't a bad stock by any means. I'm looking at the statistics of it. However, something I've learned recently is statistics really isn't everything, because it tells you what's happening now, and it can infer what's going to happen in the future, but it cannot predict the future, despite how accurate it could be. Their earnings have gone up, kind of dipped Q4 2019, and then went back up and have kind of arced. But that is because there was phase 1, had to spend money, phase 2, which is now spending money, and then phase 3. The
little arc is Q3 2020 where they're kind of spending money.
Yeah, so it's really no big deal, and considering what they're doing and how much confidence is being placed in it, I think this would be a good good time to throw some money into this and see what can come out of it. I really do.
Yeah, and even like we said, even if it doesn't go back up a ton, it was at 11. It's gonna go past 11 for sure. It depends on how long. So if you want to invest, I wouldn't wait more than probably a week and a half to invest in this because, like I said, the whole thing they're doing ends on Tuesday, I believe, or around Tuesday. So after this, it's gonna keep going back up slowly. So I would invest as early as you can, Monday morning, tomorrow morning, if you can.
Yeah, because once it reaches that
agreement.
That near previous price point, we're probably going to be looking at a fairly stable stock until results come out from a phase 3 trial.
And if those go well, then get ready for, I'm saying big jump. I mean, it's going to go.
They're preparing for a big jump, but this would be a stock that, it's not going to jump, well, it might jump like that overnight, but it's not going to jump like that overnight anytime soon. Phase 3 results may not come in until summer, but the point is that this may be a very good time to jump in at a good price point from what it normally is.
If you guys are having any doubts yourself, you can look at it if you want. Like I said, I wouldn't wait much longer to buy this stock because I know it's gonna take a jump here in a few months. And my dad said this is one of those stocks that overnight, because their stuff can end after hours, and it'll jump in the morning, pre-market when you're sleeping. So if everything gets well, it does passes, it can jump maybe double overnight. Not like he said, not soon, but when everything gets
down the road
passed, and it can easily jump double overnight if everything goes well.
Yeah, as long as the human trials go right, which there seems to be a lot of faith placed in CASSAVA, especially
a lot more than other stuff.
Yeah, especially from both the investors and seemingly the not the FDA, because I don't think they've quite reached the FDA yet. I could be wrong on that, but they're like advisors for the FDA, who actually showed a lack of confidence in the company that is currently outpacing CASSAVA. That same group, I believe, sees more in CASSAVA than that previous company, which of course the FDA ruled mostly against, I believe, or substantially against.
That there's something, you gotta prove, but there's something that, not everything was clicking with the stock. They had too many wrong components going into it, and they're just, although they get passed, it's not a reliable product.
It did get passed, but it was not overwhelming by any stretch of the means. CASSAVA, we have yet to see any results on that. That's pending, or if it has occurred, then I do not know about it yet. But it seems more hopeful. So, that's...
Yeah. Like I said, even if the other one does get approved, you can still invest in this one, because this one actually has a better drug than the other stock does. So some of that money from that stock is still going to come into this one, just because more people believe in this drug than they do the other one.
Yeah.
So... yeah, and like I said, for CASSAVA, just keep an eye on it, because it's they're already starting phase 3, so it's not going to take too long until the results come back from the testing.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be maybe a couple months, and the results will be back.
And we're going to keep you guys up to date on CASSAVA, and do look into it yourselves. Again, now might be the time to jump in on that, just because it's low. So.
Yeah, and if you guys have any stocks for us, like I said, let us know. We're more welcome to look into it for you guys, do some information on it. If you guys want us to, like I said, any video suggestions, let us know in the comments. We'll do whatever you guys want. We just want to make good content for you guys. So let us know what you guys want to see.
And until next time, thanks for watching.
Peace.